Good day! Lester Pimentel Ong has been in the news lately because of the Netflix series Incognito. Did you know that he's a man of many talents? Well, we will be talking about that in BusinessMirror's Freshly Brewed. Like great coffee to savor, Freshly Brewed tells compelling stories through the interaction between the most interesting people and BusinessMirror's roster of journalist hosts, discussing the hot issues of the day, or topics still unfolding, or brewing. In addition to being the director of the Netflix series Incognito, Direct Lester is also a martial artist, a food entrepreneur, and also owns a talent management agency. Let's listen in to this conversation between Lester Pimentel Ong as he talks about Incognito and his other interests with our host for today, Edwin Sallan, BusinessMirror's digital content manager and editor for BM Plus, Soundstrip, and Tourism.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to Freshly Brewed. I'm your host for today. My name is Edwin P. Sallan, Digital Content Manager and Editor for BusinessMirror Soundstrip and Tourism sections. Our special guest for today is a Renaissance man of sorts, a jack of many trades, if you will. He's already a successful entrepreneur in the food and beverage industry while also being a competitive Wushu Taolo athlete with several medals and championships under his belt. Then he decided to throw his hat in a totally different ring. In recent years, he has also become a force to reckon with in the film and television industry, having been involved in the production of shows like La Luna Sangre and Bagani, and served as director and producer of the Filipino Amazon Prime Video original series One Good Day. He produced both One Good Day and the romantic film Love You Long Time under his own studio company, Studio 63. And in 2022, he directed the ABS-CBN's action-packed series The Iron Heart. Now he's currently known as the director of the popular Netflix action drama series Incognito, headlined by the all-star ensemble of Richard Gutierrez, Baron Geisler, Maurice Racal, Anthony Jennings, Kyle Estrada, Ian Benershon, and Daniel Padilla. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's get right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Lester Pimentel Ong.
Hello everyone. Good morning, and thank you for having me on this show.
Morning, Direk. You're a man of many talents, so let's start with you being an athlete. How did you get interested in Wushu Taolo and its many variations, Changquan, Gunshun, Jansu, and Duilan? Why Wushu and not other martial arts like Kung Fu or Judo?
Actually, Wushu is a modern style of Kung Fu. It's also known as Kung Fu. It originated in China. So Wushu is the sports competitive form of Kung Fu. It is traditionally from our family because my father is also a martial arts Kung Fu practitioner. Okay. And then while growing up, it is like somewhat compulsory for us in the family to learn. So lahat kami magkakapatid. Yes. Tinuruan at an early age. So it's a tradition and it's also a sport within our family. So yun, nag-aral kami at the early age of 8. Lahat kami magkakapatid.
Oh, wow. So what was it like training for the SEA Games and the World Traditional Wushu Championships in Zhengzhou, China?
Actually, ang Wushu sa amin, I became a part of the national team. So we represent the country in all of the international competition. Na ngayon yung World Championships, Asian Championships, Asian Games, SEA Games, lahat ng regional games that is in the sports, mayroong Wushu. So we would train and we would compete 2 to 3 times internationally a year and several times locally. So it's like a full-time we can call it a job. It's a full-time job as early as 14 years old. So we both juggle school and sports during that time. So it built discipline. Mahirap ang buhay kasi nakakapagod, nakaka-stress. Yung pressure ng winning in the sports is also always there. At an early age, I was exposed to that kind of training.
Eh ngayon, Direk, with so many endeavors that you are being involved with, do you still have time to do wushu?
Now, I have my own fitness training program, pero pinaghalo-halo ko na yung iba't ibang klaseng martial arts, which is less strenuous. Not as strenuous as the competitive wushu, but I still do it as a fitness program, mixed with other kinds of martial arts, like Filipino martial arts, Kali, and Pikiti. Those are the things that I try to do as a fitness regimen.
Which I suppose you are now incorporating in Incognito.
Yes, that's what I'm doing in Incognito. Actually, I was exposed to Filipino martial arts before we are starting Incognito. Nag-training kaming lahat, all of the actors, including me and other people involved in the production. We train Filipino martial arts. That's what we wanted to do right now, is to expose the Filipino martial arts culture to the rest of the world through film.
Oh, great. Okay. As an entrepreneur, you also owned and operated a number of businesses, specifically in the food and beverage industry. How did you first got into that?
I got into it by chance. Basically, I was starting, when I finished school, I immediately got married. Maaga ako nag-asawa eh.
Okay.
At the age of 22 then, I had kids. By the age of 24, I had 2 kids already. So, that time, I was working as a stockbroker sa Philippine Stock Exchange as a stockbroker. And then, that was 1997. So, when I started, the market is going up. It's having a bull run. And then, after I finished training, it became there's a Asian financial crisis, so bagsak ang market. So, mahina yung takbo ng negosyo, ng trading. So, I found some sideline to do. Since I am a martial artist, just newly retired from national team, so sumali ako sa film industry as a stunt actor. So that's what I do as a sideline. And then, I juggle between stock market and being a stunt actor. And then, nagkaroon din ng crisis sa film that time. During early 2000, nauso na yung mga pirated disc, pirated VCD, DVD. So, it gave a crisis din to the film industry. So, yung mga action films, medyo halos nawala siyang production. So, wala kaming work. So, I have 80,000 peso left on my savings.
Wow.
So, I used that and I opened a very small food kiosk that I named it Rice in a Box. So, yun yung nagsimula yung negosyo ko, Rice in a Box.
I remember yan, Rice in the Box. I think I may have bought there quite a few times. No? What was the inspiration behind this business?
Yung chow fan kasi, I always eat chow fan because it's part of the usual Chinese food, di ba? Yung fried rice.
Yes.
But it's unknown to majority of the Pinoy pa back then, 25 years ago. So, I thought of it as a good product to introduce to the consciousness sa mga pang-araw-araw na pagkain ng Pinoy. Kasi, mura, masarap, nakakabusog. So, fried rice. So, yun, yung ginisip ko. Tapos, I thought of some, because nakikita ko sa most of the American films, pag kumakain sila ng Chinese food, nasa paper box.
Yeah, actually.
So, yun yung concept ko, to package it in a nice way, mas maging acceptable, tapos makapagbenta ng very affordable tsaka nakakabusog na pagkain na hilig ng Pinoy, kanin. So, yun. That's what I thought about.
Your success with Rice in a Box, of course, led to the creation of the Beyond the Food Group, where you launched Wang Fu Chinese Cafe, QQ Ramen 99, and you brought in Others Ice Cream. Official Others or Others, anyway.
Others from Singapore.
Others, yes. Official ice cream of Singapore Airlines and Dean and DeLuca. So, marami ka ng success dito sa particular industry na to. Are there any plans to further expand your food business?
I do. As constantly we wanted to grow.
Okay.
We wanted to grow our food brands.
Okay.
We want to look for other opportunities also, whatever is the need. There's so much opportunity in the food industry in the Philippines. So, nakikita namin na as long as there is opportunity, may pangangailangan ng Filipino market, we would go into it. As long as kaya namin and we think we are qualified to launch a brand that would cater to the Filipino market.
Okay. From athlete to entrepreneur to now director and producer. So, how did this happen? What led to this transition?
Yun nga, from being an athlete, I became a food entrepreneur dahil sa pangangailangan, dahil sa kakulangan ng income nung nagsisimula. And then while being on the food industry naman, I was able to, the crisis in the film industry was quite prolonged. So nakapag-focus talaga ako ng matagal, ng more than 5 years sa food. So while doing it, I was able to learn, I was able to grow as an entrepreneur. And then, nung nag-stabilize na, medyo umayos na rin yung food business ko, there's opportunity to do film again.
Okay.
So, bumalik ako sa film industry. Pero this time, as a passion, it's more like a passion, as a hobby sa simula.
Oo.
So, I became an action director to many of the Filipino films and series.
Oo.
And then,
And some of them under your own production company, di ba?
later on na yun.
Later on pa yan.
Ginawa
Okay.
ko na yun. Nung sa simula, I just work mostly, my projects are with the big companies like ABS-CBN. I did 1 or 2 with GMA, and then a lot of movies with Star Cinema, Regal, pero as an action director lang.
Oo.
And then later on, I learned further and then tried my luck in directing.
Okay.
Mukhang maayos naman yung performance ng mga projects na yun. And then, nung nagka-pandemic, I saw opportunity to launch independent production studios that would cater to more international streaming platform like Netflix, Amazon Prime. So, parang mas na-democratize kasi yung film and series production nung itong mga nakaraang taon nung sumikat na yung mga international streaming platform like Netflix and ano. So I saw the opportunity and took it and grab it, and then hopefully we can grow further.
Yeah. Although you also did other genres like yung Love You Long Time, most of your projects are now in the action drama.
Talaga,
Yung ba talaga ang specialty mo?
Oh, action, because me being an athlete, being a martial artist, me being a stunt actor before, me being a action choreographer. So, nandoon talaga yung learnings ko, orientations ko. And the opportunity I see din kasi is ang konti ng gumagawa ng action projects sa Pilipinas.
Okay.
And then, I see a big opportunity there to grow, a big market gap. So, that's why I focus on. Pero we tried our luck in producing a romance drama, which did very well in Netflix. It was #1 for more than a month in Netflix when we launched it 2 years ago.
Okay. Now you are directing by Incognito,
Yes.
also on Netflix, no?
Yes.
How did you land your projects, and how were you able to assemble a powerhouse cast for this?
Okay. So, I had this concept. Nung pandemic kasi, because lahat naman tayo nakakulong sa bahay. So, I have a lot of time in researching and conceptualizing. And I have a group of partners who are creative people that we constantly meet over Zoom.
Okay.
Over Zoom na kami ng mga concept, binubuo, ganon. We are very passionate about it, and we really had enough time to think and meet and conceptualize about these projects. So, nabuo namin yung concept na yun since the pandemic. So, after the pandemic, nung nakakalabas na, I saw some opportunities. I talked to ABS-CBN through Tita Cory. I pitched the project because it's an ensemble cast and it needs to be a good, we need a lot of good actors and big actors for this to work. So, I approached ABS-CBN and pitched the concept to them. And they liked the idea. And then one by one, we pitch all the concept to all of the potential cast that we would like to be part of the show. And then from there, yung iba, they got excited about it, and yung iba naman, they're not interested. So anyway, we were able to form a very good cast and shot it immediately.
Okay. Incognito is mostly big stars and seasoned actors, no? So, how are you able to manage all these strong, presumably personalities on set?
Although they are big stars, they are very professional. So I run my team like a sports team or like a military troop. So it's very disciplined. We started working 4 months before we roll. So nag-set up kami ng training camp, and they are required to attend training camp every day, morning and afternoon. So, and then that morning session and afternoon session, Monday to Friday, they would have several disciplines that they need to learn and master. Like, number one is Pikiti. It's a Filipino martial arts, bladed weapon. And they learned MMA. They learned gun skills and military tactical drills. So yan, 4 na course yan. Iniro-rotate yan para silang pumapasok sa eskwela. They became very fit, and then very disciplined sila, and then although they're big stars, they are very willing to undergo training and undergo the fitness and the disciplined regimen of a team like that. So we kept that discipline, we kept that teamwork all throughout the show while we were grinding and rolling and shooting. Ganun yung how we run things in the set.
So unlike, say, romantic comedies or dramas and all that basically requires only the acting skills of actors. Pagdating sa action, there are some trainings involved, yung elaborate staging of action scenes, and maybe even some stunts, no. So medyo mahirap na undertaking din pala itong Incognito.
Yeah. It's a very difficult, much more difficult than shooting a drama or a comedy. Although physically, this is much more difficult. Kaya yung preparation and training is very important. And then the actors needs to be very passionate about the project for it to be successful. Swerte naman tayo, lahat naman ng miyembro ng cast natin is very passionate about it, and it's not just involves the cast, it involves the whole production team, the technical crew, like for example, cameramen, they need to be fit too because we do a lot of running and the cameras are all handheld. They need to learn the choreography and they need to move with the actors. The production team, it's very tiring also for them. And everyone that is involved in the filmmaking process is very, very into it, 101%.
I can imagine that are the actors committed to doing their own stunts, or at least some of them, in this particular series?
Our actors are capable of doing their own stunt, and most of the time they would do their own stunts. But sometimes I would still use a lot of stunt doubles for more efficiencies.
Yeah.
It's not that the actor cannot do it. They can do it, but sometimes we need more efficiency. We need to do more. So we have to protect their safety, and we have to protect their to maintain their endurance, yung energy nila for the day. So sometimes we would use stunt doubles.
I can imagine that for most action drama series, to keep them from being stale or predictable, maraming surprising plot twists.
Yes.
Can we expect more of that in Incognito?
Yes. We are the style of this is a TV series. This is airing on Netflix and on primetime TV.
Yes.
But we tried very hard to work on it, so it's not for it to be predictable. Kailangan very compelling yung storytelling mo. Hindi nila mahulaan ano mangyayari next. Lagi mo silang binibigyan ng magandang roller coaster ride for them to be hooked on the series and keep them entertained and always happy to be watching the series. Because this is a 128 episode series eh.
Are we halfway the series na? Malapit na ba siyang...
Malapit na siyang matapos. We're down to our last 10 episodes.
Okay.
Ayun.
Wala bang popular demand from viewers or mga fans na ma-extend kayo or anything like that?
Ang laki
or
ng
is a
demand.
sequel in the works?
Ang laki ng demand for a season 2 but it's still not... we're still ironing things out on how we can go about the season 2. But we're not sure yet if it's gonna happen. But we're hoping. We're hoping.
Okay. What would be sure about you, Direk? Any other projects in the works now?
Definitely, we keep on doing a lot of series and film in the near future. I'll be opening more restaurants. I'll be opening more brands. So because it's for me, filmmaking and opening restaurant is one and the same in making people happy and entertained.
Mm. Halfway na tayo to the year. So, malapit na naman yung Metro Manila Film Festival. Are you eyeing to have an entry for that? If not this year, maybe in the succeeding years?
In the succeeding years, maybe. But for this year, I have another project coming out on Netflix. It's called The Delivery Rider. It's a movie that will be out on Netflix exclusively. Starred by Baron Geisler.
Oh,
and
again,
it's about... the story is about a delivery rider. Like, yung parang mga motorcycle delivery rider. So, it's a very, very interesting story.
Oh. Baron is very much in demand, no?
Yeah.
And a lot of people were surprised that he was cast in this, in Incognito as one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Baron kasi is one of the best actor of his generation. Magaling na artista talaga. And he has improved a lot when it comes to himself. Na he's very disciplined, he's always fit, he's always healthy right now. And pag natuon naman yung focus ni Baron doon, he's really good at what he is doing.
Okay. I think that's pretty much all the time we have. Pero
Yeah.
before I let you go, Direk, can you invite our viewers or audiences to watch Incognito and also to watch out for your future projects?
I'd like to invite everyone to watch the series Incognito on Netflix and on Primetime TV, A2C channel, TV5, and Kapamilya channel on cable. Sa mga talagang sumusubaybay, we're down to our last 10 episodes, and I think the best episode of Incognito would be on this last 10 episode. We're proud of what we have done para sa kasiyahan ng mga viewers. At sa mga hindi pa nakakapanood, it's available on Netflix. So, please watch Incognito.
Thank you very much, Direk. And this is your freshly brewed host, Edwin Sallan, signing off until our next episode. Good day, everyone.
And that wraps up our Freshly Brewed episode for today. Thank you for tuning into Freshly Brewed. Stay informed, stay inspired, and make smarter choices every day with BusinessMirror. For the latest stories and updates, visit our website, businessmirror.com.ph, for a broader look at today's business. And follow us on our social media channels. Stay ahead, know more, and see you next time.